Hey, how's it going? Darby here with Gen AI University. And in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can utilize the hero's journey framework to turn your customers, your characters of your stories into the heroes across an epic tale and an epic journey that any entrepreneur, creator, marketer, or brand can utilize for better clarifying the marketing message and your brand message that positions your customer as a hero from start to finish, following a timeless framework that has been utilized in many of the most popular movies that you see out there today, from Star Wars to Hunger Games. Um, a lot of these ginormous films in Hollywood to the stories that we tell ourselves every day often follow a framework that was really popularized by Joseph Campbell in his book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces. You can go and look that up on Amazon, and I'll link to that book below. But inside that book, he breaks down these 12 phases of a hero's journey. And we've utilized AI at this point to break down each phase of that customer journey. And within ChatGPT, help you with articulating that brand message and the story that you are walking your characters through to do a number of different things. And as you'll see in this video and watch till the end, you'll see all the different ways that you can utilize this workflow within ChatGPT and really a number of different large language models like Claude, Google Bard, and more. We'll be demonstrating ChatGPT. And so make sure that you watch through this workflow and then go on over to our website and our blog to utilize the content brief in the workflow so you can run this for yourself completely free, no opt-in required. But if you do like this video before we get going, and you do like the content we produce on our channel, go ahead and click like and subscribe so that we know that our videos are giving you the thumbs up. And then if you want more than what we're just producing here on these demos and trainings, we have a whole library and a vault of micro courses, interviews, use cases, and more advanced workflows at Gen AI University, which you can learn more about on our website. But we won't get into that now. Let's go ahead and dive into the workflow. All right, so once you've gone over to our blog, found this post, and selected the content brief, you're going to want to paste it here inside of ChatGPT. This is step one of two. Step one, content brief context that you're going to be providing the AI for your content creation. And then the second step is going to be actually executing the workflow in the series of prompts and commands. So content brief, we could see here, has a number of variables. And so depending on your relationship with your brand, with your customers, with your character, then you can really get creative with this. And so this is just one example of a multitude of ways that you can utilize this particular storytelling framework. So starts with the basics. The hero, what is the name of the hero? Character. The world, describe the ordinary world where your story begins, what time period, what location, with your hero trying to achieve something, what is their ambition, is their goal, who is their mentor figure that prepared to enter into the new world and start the real adventure, what tests a return. Now, these are the hero's journey, as Joseph Campbell breaks down in Hero with a Thousand Faces. And you want to give this as much context as possible, but understand that, again, we're utilizing AI here as a brainstorming partner. And so you can do is run this again and again. And I put together a complete example so you can see how a simple content brief will allow you to run this recipe. Go grab that right now. This example is going to be hero of the story being an indie filmmaker, a YouTuber, something along those lines, on a budget. And so the world that they're living in is the video effects licensing industry is expensive. It's time consuming to navigate as a small creator, and a lot of options are pay per effect. And so this made up company has a product that licenses these visual effects to creators on a budget. And so as you can see, we've got goals to save money and time acquiring VFX without sacrificing quality. Calls can't afford this. VSL costs their production too much, waste of time assembling effects individually. And you can go down this example. It's on the blog post as well if you want to see a full one. But I would put this together if I were in charge of the marketing at a VFX company that was doing this sort of offer. Understand what's the story that our brand is telling our customers throughout the life cycle of a customer. The problem, what's their call to action, what's the guide or mentor they meet. And from there, once I've got all this content figured out, then I'm going to go on to part two, which is going to be the execution of this workflow. And so I'm going to grab my command stack from the blog, pasting it in here. You can see it's going through each one of these narratives from the intro to the call to the refusal to the mentor. So now that I've selected my content brief, and now that I've got my workflow ready to run, now I'm simply going to click enter and let ChatGPT give me the first edition of this hero's journey from start to finish. We'll give it one more shot, see if chat's going to want to play today. There we go. So now we have the results. Intro. In the bustling, eclectic world of indie filmmaking and YouTube content creation, our hero stands out as a beacon of ambition and creative forever. Operating on a shoestring budget, they craft stories and videos that aim to punch well above their financial weight class. In a small home studio laden with DIY equipment and the persistent hum of a workhorse computer, our hero, Alex, weaves narratives from the threads of imagination. Their homeland is the digital frontier, a place where creativity is boundless, but resources are not. Alex's daily life is a juggle of script writing, shot planning, and editing, a labor of love where every frame is a victory against the constraints of time and money. Their goals are simple: to tell great stories and to share with them a growing audience. Yet the struggle is ever present. High quality visual effects, also known as VFX, the magic dust that turns the mundane into the magnificent, that remain just out of the financial reach, teasing and testing Alex's resolve. All right, so that was the introduction to the hero in the story. You can see how it's painting a picture of where their life is now, related to the content brief that we gave it up here, right? The hero, it's crafting that hero, that picture right here because of this command. Introduce the hero, describe the homeland, daily life, personal goals, and struggles. So as you're looking at this entire workflow, maybe you have an expansion on here that you'd really like it to include, and maybe you'd want it to include struggles. Talk about maybe you want to say talk about what their nightlife is like in their town. What does their schooling look like? What kind of education they have? Like all these things you can get and build on top of this workflow, and test and refine and tweak and build it out more than just this right now for yourself. But this is fundamentally each step of this framework of the hero's journey to get you started and moving on that way. And so after the introduction, we move on to the next stage, which is the call. The call to adventure strikes out like a bolt of inspiration. Alex stumbles upon a short film so visually arresting that it bellies its indie roots. I think I'm saying this right. Don't quote me on that. The effects are professional, seamless, and impossibly created on a budget as tight as their own. The pain is immediate and twofold: the longing to elevate their own projects to such heights, and the sting of financial barriers that block the way. The inciting incident, its realization to complete, truly make their mark. Alex must harness the same visual wizardry, but the cost of VFX licensing per effect is a mountain on their shoestring path, prohibitive and daunting. And so reading through this as one example, and from any sort of storyteller or marketer's perspective, think about the stories that you tell as a brand, as a marketer, as a person, and how you're walking through the hero of your journey through each stage of the storytelling process to ultimately help them overcome that refusal, meeting the mentor, which really is what your brand should be. If your brand is telling a story, then you want your brand to be that guide, whether it's a product, a service, a licensing platform like the example here. You can see that the mentor comes in, they help them with coming over a threshold. They experience different tests. They gain allies in online forums, VFX artists. So maybe this is stuff that I can get imagination and different ideas off of for building a community around our product if we don't have one already. Maybe it's updating some content on the website that paints this picture a little bit more clear, putting the customer as the hero of the journey, all the way down to approaching the ordeal and the reward and the road back with the finale. This is that story that a product, a service, a storyteller, anyone is telling on one end to help the other person make their way through said story. And you look at movies like Star Wars, Hunger Games, Many of the greatest stories ever told in our history have followed a similar format to this. And so I would encourage you, as you're going through experimenting with this particular workflow, to get creative with it. Going back up to the top, play around with your hero, the world that they're in, and how does it align to what you're doing right now as a business, as a creator in the space, but also what story are you looking to tell, and where are you looking for maybe some assistance in brainstorming and coming up with ideas? Well, that's where ChatGPT really shines. Is as you can see, I can generate this entire story in one click of a button once I've got my table set and I've got my workflow ready to rock and roll. And so our call to action is to go to our blog, linked below in this video, and fill out a content brief of your own. Copy and paste that content brief into ChatGPT along with the workflow that I've uploaded there for you, and run this workflow for yourself. See how it will give you ideas that you can amplify your own storytelling and position your customer as the hero in the journey, and just take things away from this format for telling stories in general. This could be used for so many different cases that this just being one example, I hope gave you some ideas as to how AI can help you improve your storytelling and help your customers along their customer journey along the way. And if you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up, comment, and turn on notifications. Subscribe to our channel and let us know that you are interested in more videos like this, more workflows, things of that nature. And if you want to take things a step further, I invite you to join our community at genaiuniversity.com, where we've got a few different levels of membership, from our AI growth library to the AI knowledge network. We've got something for everyone from beginner to advanced that's looking to integrate and accelerate the implementation of generative AI in their business so they can create, innovate, and grow together collectively as a community. Love the community and platform that we're building. And also here on YouTube, the demos and trainings that we get from that community end up right here where you're watching right now. So all of that said, subscribe to us here on YouTube, comment, like this video if you got some ideas and how it goes for you. Then also let me know what other videos and workflows would you be interested in seeing, so that we can keep creating better content and maybe find a VFX licensing solution to spice our content up. All right. Until next time, I'll see you on the other videos. Keep calm and AI on. I'm Darby from Gen AI University.